Hello and welcome back to another Girlie Giggles, and I am super excited to say that this week I am based in Wales. Do you like my accent, girls? I've been practicing that all the way here. I've been saying all the words on the roads, and I'm like trying to spit them out because they're so long, aren't they? All the Welsh words are so long. I wouldn't even try them. So yeah, I am in, for those of you that don't know, I'm actually in Anglesey now for a little while. I'm going to explain why in a little while, but yes, we're doing it. So we've got Essex, Nottingham and Anglesey this week. Bournemouth last season. Sorry, way back when. Now we're in Anglesey. I like to keep you on your toes, listeners. I really, really do. So if any of you are in North Wales, please do not message me and say, Lucy, can we meet for a cup of tea or a coffee? Because I'm getting that everywhere I'm going at the moment. Please, we need to see you. I had a few ladies on my Instagram today because I was in Lichfield last night and they're like, God, we need to get there. And I'm like, I'm not hanging around long enough, guys. And I'm doing some serious work at the moment, but I will be sharing a little bit more around that in a little while. So Dons, let's start with you, my love. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm really, really good. I've been in my local park today, sitting by the river, listening to Solfeggio sounds, which was nice. And guess who I saw? The incredible masked running man.
He's back.
I've decided he's stalking me because I'm sitting in a different.
You still have the mask on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Still got the mask on, still puffing and panting, sounding like he's about to keel over. I mean, the thing is, I could hear him over my music. That's how loud his panting is.
Oh.
Like, it's really quite concerning. But as you know, I had a little word with him last week, so I thought I'd leave him alone this week. He obviously doesn't want to listen.
He obviously doesn't leave you alone, though.
Well, I was sat in a completely different part of the park, and I'm thinking, is this really happening? I'm not even near where you were last week. It's like he's coming for me.
Well, the weather's changed.
Well, indeed.
You know, everyone's
so bless him
in their step now, haven't they?
I know. So bless him. He's still running around. What else has been going in my life this week? My daughter had an amazing audition actually on Thursday. So we're like this at the moment because she got to the end. There was 125 girls auditioned and she got down to number 16. So we're waiting now to hear if she's got a job on the back of that.
And what's the job for, Donna?
So it's actually dancing for a company called Serendipity, which basically do dance troupes around the world for the Buddha bars and the Buddha Buddha bar hotels and stuff, the Buddha hotels. Yeah. So we're like this.
That video you put out this morning was absolutely amazing.
Mine?
No, the one of Melody.
Oh, thank you. I'm thinking, what video did I put up this morning?
No, you were not hanging from your toes,
now.
my love.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, I thought I'd share
and your
it.
ass was not hanging out of a rubber ring.
For once.
That would be funny if she put you doing it.
Totally different story.
I think we need to do that, Maxine. I think that's a good show. You know, there's that lady on Instagram who there's all of the models shots, and then there's her that does them. That's what we do with Donna.
I'd be getting it out. That would be the problem. I could get it in. It's getting the bum out.
Rubbish. You're beautiful.
I don't mind having a plentiful bottom. I love having a plentiful bottom. As you told me, Lucy, it's good to have one of those.
So, Donna, how many people are? So there were 16 girls left. How many are going to get a job?
Well, this is the thing. They've got 3 contracts that are up for grabs, and they were talking about 12, I think. So
very close.
We're just like this. And like I said to her, it was her first audition for 18 months because obviously we all know that industry's been kaput. So it's her first face-to-face audition for 18 months. And to get to the end, I said to her, that is an achievement in itself. So if she gets the job, it's meant to be. She doesn't, she's achieved so much, you know. And there was 3,000 girls applied and they only auditioned 125.
Good job, Melody.
Yeah. That's what I said. Just really proud of her, Luce.
And when are you going to hear? When is Melody going to hear?
Well, she should hear. They don't actually say, which is a bit rubbish. But the contracts start any time between now and September.
Okay.
So you know, it should be fairly soon, depending on when the contract is. So bless her, every time my phone goes off, she's like this. But she's up dancing today in London. She's gone for more training. So yeah, it's really positive though, really, really good. That was really good this week. I was really,
the best
really
bit
proud.
about hearing that story, Donna, so thank you for sharing it, because other people will feel like I feel like things are getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, hearing that story is really beautiful, because there's obviously a plan to get that entertainment back through the hotels and through the bars, which is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Right? It's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I've been to many Buddha bar in my time, so I know.
Me too.
I know exactly.
I don't remember a lot of them though.
Well, I remember the one in Dubai very, very well. I remember it very, very well, because I wasn't drinking because I was hungover from the night before.
Funny that. I remember the one in New York, just about, and that was really lovely. So yeah.
I remember the cocktails.
Remember getting there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I always remember
another story for another day.
Really positive news. You must keep us posted, Donna.
I will do, darling. Yeah, of course.
So good to hear. I love, like, I don't think we're ever going to go back to normal as it used to be known as normal, but it's lovely to hear that, you know, these not being disrespectful to Melody, but these kids that are in that industry, and even the adults that are in that industry, have really taken a beating. Yeah. And, you know, I'm witnessing it with my friends in Australia at the moment that work in hospitality, or their businesses in hospitality, and it's completely kaput. Yeah, because Australia are just going through the draconian measures that we had last year. So, absolutely, you know, it's like something's been going off over here. It's now going off in other places around the world. But I'll share a little bit in a little while.
Yes, yeah, please do.
I've kind of been feeling in the last couple of days, but I do feel, fingers crossed, that we are edging towards what I like to call New Earth. Yeah, but others, I don't know what other people want to call it. So yeah, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Don. Is there anything else you want to share with us, my love?
No, that's about it, I think, this week, really. Yeah, but it's been a really nice, positive week. Good. I feel very positive, just very hopeful for the future.
Lovely. Amazing. Thank you, babe. Thank you. Maxine, my love, what's going on in the post office? Any vibrations? Any smelly weed?
No, but we did get can you remember I told you about somebody trying to send fish?
Yes.
And I said, I don't think that's right at all. Yeah. So I spoke to our area manager. I said, look, I know it's me. People are sending me these things for a reason, because everything comes to me for a reason. But can you just answer me, are we allowed to send fish in the post? We are. We are allowed to send live animals with the correct packaging. So I said, well, I'm going to put in a complaint. Yeah. I'm going to put in a complaint because these poor fishies were in this bag of water, covered in polystyrene, no light, no nothing. Where the hell's the air? She said, oh, there's a special bag you can put in, which gives them air. I said, what, from 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon until it gets there on a Thursday morning in all the bags it's thrown around in? And she said, no, they have to send it special delivery. So special delivery is obviously guaranteed next day, goes separate. It doesn't.
It's still a night with no food.
But it still goes exactly the same way. The Royal Mailman comes and picks it up, throws it in the back of his van. It's just guaranteed the next day. A little man doesn't come along and go, oh, there might be fish in here. I'll carry it gently until tomorrow. I'll take it home and feed it and then deliver it in the morning. So I said, I'm going to put in a complaint. She said, it's been like that for years. I said, who the hell sends live animals? I said, I've had some dead ones, you know, when they're sending it to their ex-wife because they don't like it. And I've seen the blood on the envelope and that's say, you know, years ago, somebody sent a dead rat to his ex-wife at the old post office I used to work at. Yeah. And he passed the envelope through and asked me to put some extra sellotape on it. He said it was hairbands. So he passed it through. It was when we used to have the old post office. So they had to put it in a little thing and I had to pull it out. And he said, oh, it's coming undone. Can you put some tape on? And there was blood on it. And I said, oh, hang on a minute, love. What's this? And he said, oh, I cut my finger. Well, when I looked at your hands, you haven't got any cuts. So I said, oh, no, I can't do that. It's got blood on. So I said, I need to know what's in it. That's not headbands. And when you pressed it, like I did, yeah. And I said, I can feel bones in there, love. I said, and you said there were headbands. And he meant like bands, you know, that you just tie your hair up with, not grips or anything. Anyway, I got the story out of him. His ex-wife, he has his daughter at weekends. And when he used to take her back, the ex-wife is a bit of a drunk. And he said there was a rat by the bin. And when he told her, he said, look, you need to get rid of that. You've got rats by your bin, so you've got so much rubbish. You know, it's like, F off, do what you like. And he was worried about his daughter. So he gave her 3 attempts to move these rats and the rubbish. And when she didn't, he picked up one of the dead rats that he poisoned and sent it to her. But obviously it didn't go. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the only thing the post office won't send. But they'd send a live rat that was screwing around in the bag going, oh, where am I going?
Post office won't send the dead one.
Yeah, day trip. Here we go. I'll sit up like this so I have to put more stamps on. Honestly, that's how crazy this world is.
I mean, I learned so much from these calls.
I thought working in a post office would be just,
it used to be family allowance with a little stamp, which is why I wanted to work in the post office. I wanted to use that stamper thing.
Me too. I always
got rid of it.
That stamp.
You know the old post office games you used to get? You had that stamp. Yeah, they got rid of them. It's all boring now. It's all paperwork.
It's all dead rats, weed and vibrators. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not boring for me because obviously they all seem to find my post office now. But yes, what's happened this week? Obviously spoke to Copper Chris. All his leave has been cancelled until the 1st of August. If he doesn't know why, it won't know until Thursday. His girlfriend came in to talk to me, bless him. He said, I'd like to introduce you to my girlfriend. I said, nice to meet you. She was very sweet. Gorgeous Greg's working away, so I haven't been out with him. Italian Ricky came in. Still not going out with him. He's not very nice at all. Who else has asked me out this week?
Irony.
A 25-year-old asked me out. 25. Couldn't stop laughing.
Maybe he's his twin flame.
He couldn't reach something on the top shelf, and it wasn't Playboy. It was some baby wipes.
Maxine, seriously?
So I went to get them for him, and he said, oh, you're fit. Yeah. So I said, well, thanks a lot, love. Leave it at that. And he said, are you doing anything on Saturday? So I said, yeah, I am, love. Thank you. And he said, I just wondered if you wanted to go out. No, I don't, love. Have you asked your mum if it's all right? And now he keeps coming in every day.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I've moved the baby wipes further down. I mean, why would you want baby wipes? And then ask me out and tell me I'm fit. Did I look like I needed wiping?
He's looking for his Mrs. Robinson.
Wipe himself after he saw you.
Oh no, that's too much. That's too much. Oh, I'm not going to be able to look him in the face now, am I? Or anywhere.
Lucy Davis, that was a step too far.
You see, this is what happens when she goes to Wales.
She meant the sweat. She meant the sweat off his forehead.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, wait till he comes in tomorrow. I'm going to get him a fruit
soon. Rub now.
I think I'm going to have a fit one day on one of these calls.
Why were you doing today? I'm sorry to lower the tone, people. I'm sorry.
No, that was quite funny, actually.
Sorry, not sorry.
Welcome to Living with Lucy.
Well, it was like when Donna was having that drink and I said, just knocked her teeth out. We're on a similar tone here.
Oh, God. You're so funny.
Now, this is what a night out in Brighton was like with us three. If anybody's wondering what it was like, this was it.
We have to have a night out soon.
Yeah.
Girls. We really
definitely
organise somewhere. I'm trying.
Without doubt. I am too.
We need to have a night out, girls. Honestly, we really, really do. It's
long overdue
essential for the human race.
Absolutely, I think so.
Through July or August, we need to have a night out.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm up for that.
Me too.
As long as I don't have to drive in my car, we'll be fine.
Well, I don't care where we go.
We'll train it somewhere.
We'll train it.
Yeah, we can meet wherever. It doesn't matter, does it? We can just meet and then go wherever. But I think it's essential. I think it's essential for humanity.
Yes.
Me too.
So, Maxine, other than your toy boy.
Yeah. I think that's about it, actually,
I
for this
normally
week.
have 25-year-olds chatting me up.
Yeah, you see? They must have thought I was Lucy. I said, no. I turned around, it's not.
Girls, I can honestly say I haven't had a 25-year-old chat me up for a long time, but I have had a 65 or a 70-year-old chat me up.
I've had those as well.
Same though, is it? It's not same, but different. I don't think.
Definitely not if he comes in for baby wipes. We haven't got a problem. The carer didn't turn up. Have you got any baby wipes? Oh.
Totally different. I've had a few 25-year-olds chat me up recently, actually. I have.
But you see, you look 25, Lucy. You could get away with it.
Oh, I love it.
I've got Deirdre Barlow glasses on. Do you know what I mean? I am not 25.
Oh, you're gorgeous. Stop it.
You don't look like anything like Deirdre Barlow, my love.
No, not at all.
Those glasses are sexy. You
Yes.
need to embrace them, my love. You just need to embrace them.
Embrace. Well, I can't see them. I don't look at myself all that time. It's only when I'm on here I'm going, oh yeah, not bad.
Critiquing ourselves, staring at it. It is weird. Imagine now doing this on your own. That's what I have to do sometimes. Look at myself on my own, like, oh, yeah. And it's really difficult not to notice that a bit of your hair is standing up and something on your face or whatever. It's really challenging not to critique yourself. But anyway, enough of that. So Copper Chris sounds interesting. You'll have to let us know after Thursday.
Yeah, he's coming in on Thursday. He goes back to work Thursday morning, but he was told on, I think it was Sunday morning. And I said, is it anything to do with yesterday's performance from the barista? He said, no idea. He said, all I got told was no annual leave until something like the 28th of July.
Okay.
But he's got a holiday booked in August in this country. He says he's not going abroad. Fully enough, I'm sure he said Wales. So it might be, probably Wales. So, get out, quick, get out. But yes, he said they'd cancelled all annual leave. And that's come from the Met. Not from our local police,
Wow.
Until the 28th of July. So I don't know if it's anything to do with next week, people going out, causing riots, that he's got to be on standby or something like that.
Why wait till next week? Why not just start at the football?
Oh no, he had to keep out of that. Yeah.
Because it was crazy. Did you watch any of it?
Some of the police that were there, he's going to speak to this week because he knows a few of them. Because obviously he speaks to people all over the country, so he's going to come back to me on that one as well.
Yeah. So from my perspective, obviously, you ladies know that I normally do my membership calls with my Self Love Club members on a Sunday evening, and I threw it out to them last week, and I just said, look, do you want to watch the football or not? You know, because it's quite a big thing getting to the finals of the European Cup. And, you know, some families make a real family deal of it, blah, blah, blah. So I threw it out to my members and I was like, look, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to go ahead with the call? Or would you like me to postpone it? And we'll do it to Tuesday evening instead. And it was quite interesting, the number of people that piped up, and they were kind of being patriotic. And I was quite proud of them, actually. Yeah. Because I'm not bothered about watching the football these days. Yes, I'm proud to be British most of the time. Definitely proud of my roots. Interesting, my surname is Davis, which is actually a Welsh name, but I'm Davis, not Davies. Just to clarify that, I don't have Welsh in me. I was going to say something.
Yes.
Saying nothing. Don't leave the house yet.
I did it for you. Sorry, not sorry.
What has happened to us? What's happened to us? It's like the sun's come out, we've all got horny all of a sudden. Brilliant, I love it.
It's all your sex lessons that you give us in this membership, I tell you.
Exactly.
The tips and the tricks from the old Davis over here. So anyway, we digress as always. I don't have Welsh in me, no, Donna.
Okay.
My lips are sealed. So I'm very, very patriotic. I am very patriotic and I'm very proud, but I wasn't really bothered about watching the football. I'm going to be honest with you. But actually what happened was it all worked out perfectly. The members kind of voted to move the call to Tuesday evening. And it actually worked out perfectly because one of my very, very, very best friends, I would call him one of my best friends. I'm very close to him. He actually had one of his best friends kill himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, on the Friday. So obviously he was planning on going out and getting drunk and doing all this stuff, but then he was like, do you know what, Lucy, I just want to sit in and watch the football. So I went over there and spent some time with him, which was amazing. And obviously, if my membership call had been on, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So first and foremost, I want to thank all of my members that watch this channel for allowing your intuition to know that he was going to need me, you know, because I would have progressed with the call. I would have done. But obviously, everybody knew intuitively that I needed to be there. So that was really beautiful. And sorry to put a bit of a dampener on it by bringing in suicide, but it's extremely important that we do talk about this stuff and we bring this stuff into consciousness, especially when we look at the football. Okay, so from my perspective, and I'd love to hear from both of you on this as well, from my perspective, I feel that the football was amazing. Like, the first half of the game was absolutely amazing. I was so proud of them all.
Yeah.
And then obviously at half time, we started seeing all of this nonsense that people had broken into the stadium. Now, I don't know your feels on this, or have either of you ever been to a football match, like in a proper stadium? Yeah. So do you reckon you could break into a stadium? No. Well, this is kind
of... Not easily.
No. So I've been to Wembley. I've been to most of the clubs across the UK, let's be honest, because I used to be a massive Chelsea fan. I used to be a season ticket holder back in the day when I worked on the trading floor. And I've also been to many stadiums in other countries. I do not see how anybody, especially with what's going on at the moment, happening, how anybody could get into a stadium without a ticket.
Totally agree with you. Totally.
Well, I was at Hillsborough, you know, the Hillsborough disaster.
Yeah.
And the stewards were letting everybody in. There was no, you know, they didn't stop, even when it was way past capacity. I actually left about 20 minutes into the game because I was so claustrophobic. But I only lived up the road because I was living in Sheffield at the time.
Right.
And I got out there. And when I saw it on Sunday, I thought, oh, hang on a minute. The television cameras at Hillsborough were videoing the stewards telling people to go. And when the cameras turned round, well, the cameras were still on. The guys were in on it. They let the people back in. And I could see it myself, which is why when we talk about the media, I think, I've seen it with my own eyes, mate.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And so that's what I thought on Sunday. Straight away.
Interesting, because obviously since that tragic event, those years back, like there's been a real lockdown on this, hasn't there? So many people were hurt and so many people were killed. That's a really interesting perspective, and I hadn't thought of that, Maxine. So thank you for sharing that. Donna, what did Barry say about it? Because Bazza obviously used to play football, didn't he? And what did Barry make of it?
He said he just didn't see how these people could have got in. He couldn't understand how they got in. I mean, like you say, Lucy, even without what's going on in the world at the moment, I've been to Wembley to matches before, and you are checked like umpteen times before you get
something, go through style.
I don't understand. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a guy who was a friend of a friend, and he was walking towards Wembley. And he didn't see any of that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, I saw none of it. So I said, I think it was filmed different time. The same as they do with a lot of things. The same as the G7 summit. The people who worked in the hotel didn't see anybody on that day.
Yeah.
Absolutely, which is very interesting that you've just brought the G7 summit in, because I've been channeling quite a lot about that. So okay, so first half, I think it's fair to say the boys did good, didn't they? They did really well. They played their little hearts out. You know, they had most of the possession on the ball. I was very, very impressed. And then what happened at half time? They came out a different side, right?
They did. Completely different side. There was no fight. They were going back instead of forward. There was no drive.
I don't know whether, sorry to interrupt, I don't know whether you noticed when Shaw scored, whether you looked at Harry Kane's face. If you can play it back, watch the video, he didn't look very happy at all.
Oh, really?
Everybody was jumping for joy and running. You watch his face. Because I wasn't watching the football.
Yeah.
I just shut the door because a friend had just been round, and I walked in and Sophie screamed and I looked, and the first thing I saw was his face. He wasn't jumping for joy.
Oh, wow.
At all.
Interesting.
If you play it back, he's smiling. But as the captain of that team, you'd have thought he'd have gone racing in like everyone else.
Yeah,
he was just sort of strolling along.
Mm.
And that's when I thought, I can't watch it. So I watched little bits of it. But like you say, the second half, it was like a whole dark cloud. A whole different team came out. It was like actors came out to play it.
Yeah, it was about 25 possession is all that England had in the second half. Something ridiculous like that. They went from like 79% to 25%.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be really honest here, and I'm probably going to get shot down, and probably the boys are going to get arsey with me and whatever. But do you know what? It's my perspective, and I'm allowed to share it. It's my channel, and I will do what I want.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I feel as if there was some sort of you've got to lose this game at half time. You know, and I feel,
that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, and I feel, and again, I'm probably going to get shot down for this. I feel as if those 3 gorgeous black guys that missed their penalties, they were the sacrificial lambs for the next part of the agenda. What's your feels on that, girls?
Yep, division. We're doing the division, the whole racist card, everything. So they had to be picked. Yeah. Whether they could do it or not, they had to be picked.
Like Barry said, and I agree with him actually, why would you bring on 2 subs that have not been involved in the game at all at the very
biggest
last
match
minute?
Of ever.
They're not, you know, they've not been involved in the whole feel of the game. They're not, you know, why would you bring 2 cold onto the pitch to take? Barry was just like, I don't understand that decision at all, you know?
No, it was a very interesting decision, and actually I feel that there was, you know, and I know people are going to be like, oh, conspiracy theorists, Lucy, oh, you know, blah blah blah, but I feel that we need to be having these discussions. I don't look at anything anymore as entertainment. You know, I used to love football and I used to really, really believe it, but I just don't believe it anymore. There was such an inconsistency with first and second half, and then like these 3 young lads, but all of them were black. And that's very important here. There was other guys that were older with more wisdom that had, you know, much more composure, or at least they should have had much more composure, but they these 3 young black guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sort of thing you would do on a match where it doesn't matter if we win, to give them a go. You know, we've got here, we've lost, but we've still got to play this game like they normally do. They normally play the second playoffs, don't they? Yeah, they didn't this time.
That Saka's 19 years of age.
I know, bless him.
You know, remember Southgate, when did he miss his penalty? Was he 21?
96, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was very young. So why would you then go and do that to 3 people in your squad? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I know, like I say, people are going to tell me I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it just doesn't make any sense.
No. And do you know what else, Liz? It's really interesting. Something around the masks. As we saw, the crowds had no masks. They were all cutting each other and whatnot. Melody has a friend who is at a college, performing arts college, and was lucky enough to get to be on the, you know, the ceremony, doing the dancing on the ceremony, the startup. And these kids, bearing in mind these kids all go to the same college, they all train together every single day. They were made to wear masks to do the dance.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So in a stadium full, stadium full of no masks, you've got these kids that train together every single day. So they're in a bubble, for want of a better word, and they all had to wear masks.
Well, did you see, there's a video going around. I haven't seen it, but my friend showed it me today, showed bits of it. When William and Kate and George left, they walked out of the stadium. When they got in their car and the cameras were on them, they all put masks on in their car. They live in the same house. Or do they?
Well, let's not go down that conspiracy.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic.
To the point of the masks, it is a hierarchical thing right now. If you can afford a ticket to be in Wembley Stadium, it's okay. The sheer hypocrisy that is taking place on the planet. And as much as I'm like, it annoys me, I'm like, if people can't see this by now.
Absolutely. That's how I felt.
Better words, screw them. Yeah. Honestly, I know that sounds really cruel, really mean, really nasty. If you cannot see it right now, please just get on with your life. And
there is enough out there for you to have seen it by now.
I agree. That to me was blatant. That was, you know, that was in your face, totally in your face.
Yeah.
You know?
Bronze, it's been in your face all the way along.
Absolutely,
right?
babe. Yeah, absolutely.
But something as big as that, I see what Donna means, something as big as that was to get the crowd to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't.
Of course. This is an awakening, right?
Yeah.
I saw a video, and it was an Instagram video. There was a guy that was stood up. He had a cap on, he was in navy blue, and he was stood up and he was chanting and chanting and chanting. And he just had like this, whatever he had, but with a load of Coke on it. And he just went, and I was like, and
Wow.
that is the men of England.
Yeah.
Where are they? You know, they're all stood there chanting and cheering with no masks on and throwing everything around, doing lines of Coke. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to Asda the next day for bread, fully masked up.
But it's not even that. Where are they when we are fighting for our freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the consciousness. This is the awakening. This is what needs to take place right now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, we've been talking about it for the last few weeks, bread and circus. You know, give them bread and enough of a circus and they'll be distracted.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what the football has been. The football was the circus. Now the circus is racial. Now the circus, what they've done, because people are mortified that these 3 young lads have been racially abused by bots on social media, they are now edging us towards this passport, this digital passport that they want in place. And everybody that's out there signing petitions and doing this and doing that, you are basically saying you want a digital passport, and it has been manipulated.
Yeah.
You know, some woman, I actually commented on a post about this yesterday, and I just gave my perspective, and some woman came back and said, yeah, well, what if those 3 young black guys had scored their goals? And I haven't even responded, and I'm not going to respond, but they fucking didn't. If that was supposed to happen, that is what would have happened. That wasn't what was supposed to happen. These are sacrificial lambs.
No, because then everyone would have been extremely happy. Everybody would have been hugging each other. There would have been no division between anything at all. That wasn't the plan.
No.
Actually, so they built all our hopes up in the first half to keep us all buoyed up and lovely. Yeah. And then did that in a second.
And then energy harvest. And if you stop and think about it, going right down the rabbit hole, the Vatican versus the royals is what that was.
Oh yeah.
So,
without a doubt.
We must have consciousness on this. I don't like the term, this is a movie playing out. You have to be able to remove the veil. You have to be able to see through the mist right now to get the clarity, to actually see what is going on. And it's very, very interesting because obviously, as you girls know, this time last week, I had, I'd been getting this information about certain things that had been taking place in the UK, but I was kind of like, I'll be honest, not my job. And no, I'm not sorting all that out. And then here I am actually on a journey around the UK at the moment, sorting out the information that was coming through last week. And it took the beautiful, one of my beautiful clients, I was going to say her name, but I won't, just in case she doesn't want me to. One of my beautiful clients reached out to Donna and was like, I'd really love Lucy to come up and stay in my holiday home, which is where I am right now. Thank you very much for that, by the way. And then there was a kick from the universe. The girl that I was staying with basically told me that she had somebody else moving in my room that I was supposed to be in. So, it was, okay, this is an opportunity for me. Now I need to do this. And what's so beautiful about it is all of the information has come through as to why I am now on the road. So I just want to share a little bit about that. And girls, do feel free to ask questions because you're probably going to ask the questions that other people want to hear. So basically, I was in Lichfield last night in the Midlands, which is where the heart of the UK is, near on, like there or thereabouts. And now I am in Anglesey. So I've gone from Bournemouth up to the middle of the country. There is a ley line that runs on that path that I've been in. Last night where I stayed, I think there's about 4 ley lines that go into the central point where I was last night. If you managed to check out my stories yesterday, I circled it in purple, the spot where I actually was. Today I have gone across into North Wales again on a ley line. I'm going to be staying here for the next few days on a ley line. I am doing lots of work on the ley lines. There has been some darkness that has infiltrated a couple of the ley lines. It's very well known. I didn't know this, but I spoke to 2 people that do know about Laylines yesterday, and they were both like, yeah, that's true, you're absolutely bang on, they have been. And I'm like, okay, this is really interesting, because I don't really know enough. I just trust that my soul does what she needs to do. So I'm being intuitively guided around the UK at the moment to almost like reboot and re-energize the ley lines. And the best way for me to explain it to everybody is, if you think about the veins in your body, right? If one of them gets blocked, or, you know, something isn't just flowing quite right, you start to feel a bit sluggish and things, you know, and that's basically what I'm going to refer to the ley lines as. It's the veins of the UK, it's the veins of the world. And if one in the UK gets blocked, it gets blocked around the world as well. So it's in all of our interest to really ignite the ley lines. So they are like, I was going to say throbbing, but hey, we'll probably go down a naughty path again with that word.
Get the wipes.
So, you know, we're just going to reignite that flow. And the way that I'm going to be doing that is the work that I'm going to be doing over the course of the next week to 10 days.
Can I just ask? So you're going to all these places, yeah? And obviously you've got these ley lines. So when you get there, do you actually feel where you're supposed to be when you get to that place?
Yeah, so
because I don't think people understand that. They'll think you're just walking along going, right, there's one under here, drill down here, one under there.
No, the ley lines are massive. If you go to your search engine and just put in there the key ley lines in the UK, something along that line, you'll get a picture of probably about 10 or 12 ley lines, okay? And they're just thick lines on the map. Excuse me, there's many more than that, but they're the key ones. Always just look for the key ones, because it's just easier to see. Otherwise you'll get a little bit blown away and a little bit overwhelmed probably. It's a bit like the human body. That's why I refer to them as veins. Basically what I do, very interestingly, I am drawn to stop in certain places and do certain things. So there is, I'm going to be doing some work on this house. Once I finish my membership call tonight, I'm going to be doing some work on this house, because it is close enough to the ley line so that I can get into it and do the work that I need to do. My presence of driving on it, sleeping on it, and, you know, going to certain places. So today, very interesting, I was driving into North Wales, and I don't even know where I was, so I'm just going to call it North Wales. I've got no freaking idea. Driving along, and over there I could see some stones, and I'm thinking, oh, I need to go there. Very important. A stone structure tends to be where there's a high amount of energy. But I looked, and it had been blocked off to the public. I'm going to be going there.
Yeah.
Normally when things are blocked off, there's a reason. So I have to go there, because I feel as if it's very important to do that. And over the course of the next few hours, I will get downloads as to where I've got to be over the next couple of days that I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so I just find it so interesting. I need to do more searching on the, in fact that's what I'm going to be doing after this call, is searching that before the next call, because I just find them so interesting, you know. And having seen you and how you are when you're laid on a ley line, it just intrigues me, absolutely intrigues me. In Glastonbury, when we're in Glastonbury, obviously.
I just find it fascinating how, you know, that's why I asked the question, because people won't understand. They'll be looking, you know, because like that map you put up yesterday, I was thinking, good God, which way is she going? It was like that. But I just think it's fascinating with like the stones you just saw.
Yeah, me too.
Closed up to public. I've got to go there. Yeah. Now I would think exactly the same, but no one else. They'd say, why? It's closed. Leave it.
Yeah.
So that's why I find it fascinating, because you go way further than I even think. This
is true surrendering. Like literally when Donna spoke to me last week about me coming up here, I was like, Donna, I don't have time. I literally cannot have time. The universe was like, we're going to make you time. We're going to push you out of your situation, so you've got no opportunity to escape the fact that you've got to go. You know, and I just surrendered to it, Max. You know, I could get upset. I mean, like I said to you girls before I got on here, I left at 10:15 this morning, and I came on here at 5:15 or something. Or you know, I arrived here at 4:15 or whatever. Do you get what I mean? That is a long day of driving on your own. You know, the last couple of days I've done so much driving. I've got so much driving again over the next week. Do you get what I mean? But there's 4 ley lines that I'm going to be working on this trip so far. I've been given 4, but we all know what happens when Lucy's on a wander. New stuff comes up, you know, for those of you that know Paul Boyes has basically asked me if I want to go and do his Reiki 1 and 2 in Manchester on Saturday. So now I'm going to be doing that. You know, I said to him, I've already done Reiki 1, and he's like, that's okay, you'll leave with Reiki 2. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, great.
You know, and I didn't see that coming. So, you know, and this is the beautiful thing about it. Something was saying to me, yes, you've got to go to the lakes and you've got to do this other stuff, but don't book anything yet, because some things are going to change.
It's all just going to...
I've just surrendered to it. And as I was leaving Bournemouth yesterday, I just said, you know, you've got to provide for me. You've got to show me where you need me to be. You've got to show me. And it never disappoints.
Mm.
Do you remember, Luce, and this will be something different, I know this was you healing Mother Nature now because you told me, but do you remember when we used to travel around for self-love clubs? Everywhere we went, there would be building works everywhere. Yeah. No matter what standard of hotel we stayed in, we would be on top of building works. Do you remember?
That was the same when I came to Manchester.
Yeah.
I had to walk back an entire building site.
Yeah.
Instead of being able to just walk straight across, I had to go past, and all those builders working in the night.
Was that the Hilton or the Marriott or something like that?
Marriott,
yeah. So it's and Donna, I'll be honest with you, like I would always observe this, but this to me now, I'm just kind of like, you know, I just acknowledge it and I just do what I need to do. But I'm always placed where Mother Nature needs my energy to go deep. Because when I come out of my body at night and go and do my soul work, by the way, I did so much really amazing work last night. Oh my God. I woke up proud of myself this morning. Literally, I was like, oh my God, you did good, girl. And I was actually doing some work with my twin flame last night as well, because his soul is igniting to do the work, which means that we're doing it from opposite sides.
How interesting.
Which is amazing, right? Because this is what we need. And just on that, we are going to see some huge shifts soon. We are. There is a lot of stuff. I'm not prepared to put it out yet on a video because I'm not sure people are ready for it, but I am very excited with some of the information that I got today as I was driving.
Well, I've still got plenty of pages left.
Yeah, I'll drop you a voice note so you can capture it in there. I'll
write it down word for word.
Yeah, well, she did, because what's really interesting is I sent Max a message the other day explaining something, and she was like, bang on, and she was like, actually, you've effed up your words here, so we're going to see next year if that happens.
Because she'd said a certain phrase, and as she said it, I didn't think anything of it, and I wrote it down because I always write it down word for word if it's a voicemail. And then I thought, no. Oh, hang on. Yeah.
That's next year.
So then I had to phone her and say, hang on a minute, I think we've got next year for that one. She went, right, okay, keep it in there. So yeah, same as the hospitality. 3 times you said that.
Yes. So let's just talk about that really quickly.
That was so funny. Maxine Palmer.
I basically have been saying for a number of years around the hospitality industry, you know, it's really starting to be taken down, and there's going to be a new hospitality industry that comes in New Earth, because a lot of hospitality is low vibration. It involves alcohol, it involves drugs, it involves sex, it involves eating meat and things like that. So, you know, the hospitality industry has really struggled, and as much as obviously that's impacted people like your daughter Donna and you know, amazing friends like I've got that are in that industry, but also what's happening now is, so it's getting rid of the darker side of it, but it's welcoming a good cleanup. So as much as it's been awful for the people in it, there's going to be really, really big positives. That's
fantastic. Needed it, right?
But I was doing an Instagram live the other day, and I was like, Maxine Palmer, wherever you are, get your book out, because I know that I've been saying this for a while. Anyway, it transpires it was October 2019 the first time that I said it.
Wow.
That's a long time ago. And
you see, I knew it was a while ago when I watched the video. She said, and I need Maxine Palmer to look at this because I know you stalked me. And I was laughing because I was in the shop, and I knew it was before all of this, but I thought, God, I've got to find that book in here with all the thousands I've got. I don't even know where 2019 was. So I didn't actually come back to you until this morning. And I went, bugger, I haven't phoned her. Yeah, 3 times you mentioned it, but it was October 2019, just after I'd been to Manchester.
Wow.
So were you at Glastonbury that year for the retreat? You were, weren't you? Yeah. So it was just before you went to Glastonbury, because you literally went from Manchester to Glastonbury.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Because my next page is that you were at the retreat.
Yeah. So interesting.
And I think I know what it was. It was the night after you were in Liverpool and you phoned me because you were having a glass of wine. I'd put a post on. And then we had a chat the next day. And that's when you said it.
Did we go to Edinburgh?
I didn't go to Edinburgh.
Did you not?
We went. Yeah,
No.
we went to Edinburgh though, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, we did.
So
we flew to Edinburgh.
Manchester, Liverpool, Edinburgh.
Yes.
And then you was the retreat.
Then down to
down to Glastonbury. Yeah. We got around, didn't we, Luce?
Well, we know why. I'm always sealing this bloody country, right? I'm sealing it off. I'm opening it up. I'm kickstarting the energies. I'm activating the chakras. And actually, I've got some really exciting stuff. Maybe we'll talk about it next week, because I keep getting this information that everything's being rebooted.
Wow.
Including the chakras, they're going to get rebooted, and things that are, what's the word I'm going to use? Positioned around the world are going to be activated.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Now that would be good.
Yes. This crystal ball is working well. I'm excited. I feel such a huge shift. I feel a beautiful shift. I feel very excited for the future at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not getting involved in the lower vibrations of things right now. I'm still having conversations, and actually I'd just like to pop it on here. I'm helping Dr. Samuel White, who is a NHS doctor who basically was suspended for really, really being a leader for pro-choice, so basically informed choice, where with regards to this and other bits and pieces, and he got suspended for it. So he's actually taking those people to court.
I actually saw it. It was in a couple of my Telegram groups. Lucy. And I thought, that sounds like Lucy on Instagram looking for me the other day. Please, Lucy, can you help? And loads of people are asking, who's Lucy? I think Charlie's put it on his as well.
Yes. So I reached out to a few big names last night, and I was just like, here, this is the message that needs to go out to people. And it's gone out, and it's gone quite wide. If you've got even £1, guys, please donate. Maybe I'll pop the link to the donations underneath here. Please, if you can afford £100, do it. Do what you can afford. Please do not break the bank. If you can't afford anything, share the link. That is just as good as you donating, because it's getting it in front of more people. Please, whatever your views are on this, let's just leave it so people can make their own choice. We must be pro-choice in this country. It's extremely important.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh. So even when I'm absolutely busy driving around the country, I'm still helping people get their messages out there. I'm a little angel, aren't I? I'm a little angel.
It's just funny, whenever I see your name, I go, yes, I know who Lucy is. And they're going, who's Lucy? Oh, one of my good friends, my love.
Yeah, give them my Instagram link, or give them a link. Yeah. That's all I can do. Yeah, I don't know who Lucy is. Here, have her link.
And you think, because you couldn't go live yesterday, and then today you could. There was only 70 people jumped on, which is great for that time of the morning, because obviously a lot of people have gone back to work now.
Yeah, 77. When I was talking about 77 jumped on. I was like,
funny that.
Yeah. Same as, did you not come on at 2:22 the other day, or we were talking at 2:22?
Yeah, I was like, can anybody tell me the time? I've got no idea what time it is. Oh, it's 2:22. Oh, typical. Of course I go live at 2:22. I don't even know. But yeah, it's just amazing the way that things are working at the moment. And I feel now is the time to surrender. Now is the time to really, really trust your journey, because if you're open to it, honestly, your life is going to go to a whole new level. Like I'm living New Earth. Think about it. I'm literally living New Earth, where I am and what I'm doing right now. Everything is just divinely placing itself.
Exciting.
We need it. We need it now.
I feel that there's some exciting times coming ahead, ladies, for sure. Okay.
You must let us know, Lucy. Let everyone know when you need the help that you need these next few days.
Yes. Okay. So if you feel drawn over the next few days, please just drop into meditation. Please send love. Please send healing. I know that my conscious conversation community are going to be doing a group meditation. I believe that Kirstine is going to be running it, or at least guiding it. So that is in my conscious conversation community. But if you feel drawn, just join. The other thing that I would just say is, if you don't follow me on social media, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on Telegram, because I will be sharing information through those groups to let you know where I am, what I'm doing. And if you feel drawn to get involved, please, please, please do. Girls, I love you.
We love you too.
Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for the giggles. Honestly, I needed that laugh.
Yeah, me too. It feels good, right?
My cells are like, yeah, we're fighting. You know, we're doing this. We're doing this. So, everybody watching this, thank you so much for watching. Really, really grateful to you. I'm actually going to post a video here that Donna and I did last week around relationships, and how to heal relationships, because it was a really beautiful video, and I know a lot of you have been waiting to watch that. So I'm going to post it above here. Ladies, thank you. I will see you next week. Mwah. Lots of love. Thanks everybody for watching.